Hello, this is JT is Reborn with another Epic Horror Fans review. I am joined by, once again, the full entire cast of Epic Horror Fans. Joining me today is Sexy Danny 21 Awesome, Spider Jack Angel, and AJ Punk 15. We're here to be discussing the new Evil Dead film. You know, this awesome film series gets a reboot, remake, whatever you want to call it. Continuity is kind of messed up in these films, or even a parallel film to the original series, whatever you want to call it. It's a new movie that just came out, and we're here to discuss it. So yeah, I'm going to first start off by asking AJ Punk 15 what he thought of the film. You know, picture's kind of frozen. Sometimes, you know, we do this thing over Skype, you know, signals doesn't always work. It's not our fault. It's really the program's faults at times, so sorry about that. But AJ Punk 15, tell us what you think of the movie.
First off, I'm going to get it out of the way. I thought the movie was great. I really like the main character, Mia, played by Jean Levy. Big fan of her. I've seen everything she's done, except for this comedy movie I just heard of called Fun Size. But yeah, I think she's a great actress. I thought the use of practical effects over CGI in this film was the better choice. Not too many films of these day and age is good. But I thought they did it to a great extent, especially the tree rape scene where the, I guess, demon tree branch was crawling. It actually still looked like it was getting pulled by a piece of string. I don't know if they, you know, but yeah, I just really like the CGI. I like the story of how they changed up a bit and actually gave them all a purpose to why they're at the cabin and not just to shack off and screw around. With the demons of, as Danny was saying earlier, it almost like a metaphor or something for her fighting her own demons. She got her
heroin addiction.
Heroin addiction, yeah. You know, she's fighting her own demons, but little does she know she's the weakest of the group, and I think Stephen realizes this and targets her out right away to get him in to the cliff per se. I really like the camera work of the film. Some great classic angles of Evil Dead, as you all know if you're a fan of it, with going to the trees with a quick chasing after the character. It just felt like an Evil Dead movie to me, and I thought they did a phenomenal job. And I'll talk about something after when everyone else gets their opinion in.
So what would you give it out of 10?
I'd give it a solid 9 out of 10. For me, I thought it was a great movie, great part of the series itself. Whether we call it a remake or not, I think it's a great addition to the series.
Okay, so thank you for that. Spider Jack Angel, would you like to continue where you left off, what you thought of the movie? If there's anything you didn't really care about it, go ahead and lay it on the line.
Well, let me first say that I'm a big Evil Dead fan. I played pretty much all the video games, I've seen all the films, and I do admit I was a little skeptical before going into this film because, you know, it could either go either way. It could either be something I really liked, something I enjoyed, or something I just didn't care for. And for me, it was just kind of like, I just thought it was good to okay. I didn't think it was nearly as great as some people are making it out to be. And furthermore, I didn't like the fact that the Deadites in this film really didn't screw with the characters enough. I mean, with the exception of Mia and then the one Deadite that the main character that's the, you know, survivor in this film faces at the end. Not going to ruin it for anybody, but with the exception of that, it was just like I wanted more of the Deadites and their interaction with the group, and also I would have liked it if the you know, the whole tree raping thing would have been a lot more brutal than what it was. To me, it just reminded me a little bit of the one of the Wreck movies for the whole thing, how the whole thing went down, and also, you know, I couldn't get attached to any of the characters due to the fact that I was able actually to predict how, each of them were going to get killed off. There were some, pretty good gore effects here and there throughout the film, but overall, I just thought it was okay. It wasn't as great as I was hoping it was going to be. To me, I would probably say it's the weakest of the Evil Dead films. I still liked it. Definitely be something I would add on to Blu-ray when it comes out. But overall, I wasn't blown away by it. I'd give it about a 7 out of 10.
Now, Danny, would you like to add on to that?
Okay, well, first of all, I really enjoyed this movie. I'm going to have to give it a 10 out of 10. I really liked it. I'm definitely going to buy it on Blu-ray when it comes out. I thought the lack of CGI was really good. They used a lot of practical effects. The gore effects in this movie were awesome. And I think the best thing about this movie is you can enjoy the gore and all, the terrible things that are happening to the characters in the movie. You can enjoy it, where in a movie like, like Hostel or something, you can't really enjoy that. You might want to watch it or something, but you can't really enjoy those scenes because they're like torture scenes, right? Where in this movie you can like really enjoy like the gore effects, really. You know what I mean? Like a lot of films you can't enjoy it. Basically,
They're pretty overdone, which is what made it glorious.
Yeah, well, I liked the first Hostel, but I didn't like the second one. But what I'm saying is, in this film, you kind of really enjoy all the gore that's happening in the movie. And that's really what I liked about it. And I like the camera angles when the camera comes in. And I like the whole subplot about she's battling her own inner demons. I thought that was pretty clever of them to bring that in there and make it a metaphor. And I really liked the girl, the actress that played Mia in this film. I thought she was really good. I thought the director did a really good job of using practical effects and telling a backstory of the book, basically. I know that another YouTuber on here, Justin, actually complained that they revealed the backstory in this movie, where he said it was more scary, when it was more mysterious in the original. But to me, this was kind of like more like a revision thing, where you can play around with the backstory and actually give a backstory to the book. And I think that this movie is actually going to turn out to be a sequel to another movie with Bruce Campbell in it. So I like that they told us the backstory of the book and the movie, because that's what was lacking between all the other movies. If anything, they're just going to add on more things that we didn't know about the trilogy. And that's what I enjoyed, was they gave a backstory. And I like the whole thing about the kind of like the witches and all that. And I just really enjoyed it. And I think it was I think it was Ash actually that took the book and wrapped it all up in the wire and said, "Don't read it," and scribbled all over it. And then the stupid dumbass in the movie's like trying to figure out what it is. Yeah. I just really like this movie, and I mean, I'm gonna give it a full 10 out of 10. It really got me, back into the trilogy basically, and I can't wait to. I just went out and I got Army of Darkness, and I got Evil Dead 2 on Blu-ray. I'm gonna rewatch these all, and I hope to do a trilogy review with all the members on Epichorrorfans, and eventually, the original series. And I like this because it's not only a remake, I think it's also a sequel. It's like a remake sequel, which is interesting.
Kind of like the second Evil Dead movie, it kind of remakes the first one a bit, because it's what they originally wanted to do, but they couldn't.
Yeah. And you know who else really enjoyed this movie was Sam Raimi. I mean, I think that gives it a little bit more credibility that Sam Raimi was involved with the movie, and he also gave it they gave it praise for really bringing new artists to the table, basically, to make the next Evil Dead. And I hope Sam Raimi comes back for the sequel because Sam Raimi rocks. I heard he's writing the sequel to this movie, so I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, it's Army of Darkness 2 or whatever. It won't be called. I know a lot of people are calling it like Evil Dead 4, but I'd really just call it Army of Darkness 2. I don't know. I guess I'll go from there. Now, what I thought.
Sean, what did you?
What I thought. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, JT is Reborn. What did you think of the movie?
Oh, whatever. But I thought it was hilarious. I mean, it's really over the top. I mean, I couldn't take anything seriously. But then again, that's really the thing with the Evil Dead movie. It's kind of their charm. You can't take really any of it seriously. I mean, Bruce Campbell, like in the old ones, some of the lines he lets out, I mean, they sound incredibly stupid. With Bruce Campbell, they're just awesome. Like, yo, she-bitch, let's go. Or how he just says groovy. Then again, groovy is like just one of the most perfect lines. I felt like this movie, the thing it was really lacking the most was this man over here who made the series.
Bruce Campbell.
There's a serious lack of Bruce Campbell, except maybe at the end. Oh, I never said anything, but I said what? What? Never mind. But anyways, Bruce Campbell made the old series. This one, it was entertaining. It was really over the top. I mean, the gore effects, the camera, how they did like Sam Raimi's, the moving effect. I thought how the camera chases them. It was really funny. Some of the issues I'd had with it are some of the characters. They were really like dumb. Oh, I'm down in the cellar. Why don't you come down here? Okay, I'll be down here. And then like she's just like, let's make out. I mean, some of the one-liners in the movie. I think the funniest line in the movie is where her brother sees her down in the cellar, like the Mia character, and she's like, "Why don't you come down to that cellar and let your sister suck your cock?" And the whole theater was just laughing their asses off, and I was in tears. I'm like, "This is hilarious."
I have a fun story about this, Sean. Can I tell you a story when I was in the movie theater?
Sure.
Okay, so I was at the movie theater. We were watching it, and we got to the scene where it's like him and his sister, and he had just brought his sister back from the dead, basically, and they were like hugging.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy in the movie theater stands up and he says, "What the hell is this? Is this effing Twilight? I thought this was Evil Dead." And he like yells it on the top of his lungs so everybody in the movie theater can hear it, and everybody starts laughing. And he drops like, I would say like 6 beer bottles, and they all hit like the movie theater floor, and everybody in the movie theater was like, "Busted!" But he never got into trouble for some reason, which is really weird.
I don't know. I just thought the movie was really funny. But then again, the thing is, it did lack a Bruce Campbell's charm from the old movies.
Mm-hmm.
Now, since Sam Raimi's writing Army of Darkness 2, not really Evil Dead 4, but Army of Darkness 2, and, Fede Alvarez, however you pronounce his name, is writing the sequel to Evil Dead, apparently they're going to connect the two series, so I wouldn't, which is what I kind of hope,
Mm-hmm.
Bring back Ash. I mean, Bruce Campbell even stated that, hey, no one can direct Ash but Sam Raimi. That was his thing. That's why Ash wasn't really like a newly done character, because there's only one Ash, and that's Bruce Campbell.
That's for sure.
So,
I also liked how you could see Ash's car and the boomstick all sawed off in that there. Like, that's Ash's car. There's no doubt about it in my mind. That's Ash's car right there.
Yeah, and he was actually supposed to come up in a truck and take the girl up from the movie, but they cut that scene out of the movie, and they're going to have that as an alternate ending on the Blu-ray. So.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
It'll be on the
Blu-ray. I read it on bloodydisgusting.com as I told you, Danny, before the film, and frankly, sometimes studios are very stingy on what they release on Blu-rays and DVDs, and sometimes we don't get everything we want.
Yeah,
Yes.
Hopefully it will be released on it.
But I will say this does have the best after credits moment scene, whatever you want to call it, of all time. Nothing. It's perfect. It's better than, the shawarma scene in Avengers or whatever, but this tops them all. But I give the movie like an 8 out of 10. for theater experience, I give it an 8.5. But like, if you're outside the theater, I give it a 10. I don't know, 8,
Yeah.
8 out of 10, because you know it needs the theater enjoyment really to showcase it. And I know there's going to be an unrated cut of this because they had to cut a lot out because of the NC-17 rating. But this gore in this movie was just so over the top, and it was just so funny, but it was entertaining.
Yeah.
So I think we all pretty like the movie. I'd probably rank this one above the very first Evil Dead, like the original one, but I don't think it's as good as Evil Dead 2 or Army of Darkness.
I'm just gonna throw this out there because this was actually another thing that actually kind of had problems with the film. Is that the big showdown at the end, while it was spectacular in terms of the rain of blood and all that stuff, I would have liked it more if there was more than just one threat. Like, it just seemed like if there was more than one threat, it would have been much more epicer. I mean, but however, that may just be me.
Okay, well, I think we all pretty much like the movie, so I guess we can just leave it all on that. Epic Horror Fans enjoys this, and I guess we can all see you on the next review, right?
Wait. Should we all end it in a special way?
Sure.
We all want to say good.
We all want to say go team.
So, what do you want to say?
I was going to say 3, 2, 1. We all say groovy denders.
Oh, right. Yeah, that'd be cool. All right, ready, guys?
1, 2, 3.